Hi, I'm Mike Morales. You are watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. I'm here in San Antonio. That gentleman out there is
Eric Zandoni, Vancouver, Washington.
Eric, and I have the distinct pleasure today of going through another celebrity brand of tequila. This one is known as Insolito. You guys might have seen these folks on LinkedIn or Instagram. I'm sorry, but they are. If this sounds familiar for those of you who are from Austin who are watching us, this is a brand that is being fronted by a band called Midland. They're a trio. I guess they're double Grammy Award nominees, and I listened to some of their. I'm not a big country fan. I'm sorry. I know I live in Texas, but but these guys are based in Austin, and my understanding is that they've been known to have some kind of a retro country sound. But you know what they sound like to me when I listen to them? They sound almost like a retro, like a cross between the Beach Boys and the Eagles. And they're a trio. So, but anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to do what we've been doing. We're going to taste the juice first, then we'll give you all the ins and outs. But just be aware, this is a celebrity-owned brand. I am going to pour mine. That's a beautiful bottle, too, isn't it?
Yeah, this is one of the things that I actually, at first, when I saw the picture of the bottles, I was like, I don't know. But then in person, I was like, oh, these are kind of snazzy.
Yeah, they're I just want to go on record now. I'm going to name them as nominees just in packaging. It's really,
yes, definitely.
very, very slick, very smooth. It's kind of a matte blue.
Yeah.
For the Blanco. And I poured mine in my jarrito, my Stossel jarrito, and you have your handy dandy Glencairn.
That's right.
I over poured a little bit, but what the hell. Not sure if y'all can see that. My lighting here is not the greatest. I'm gonna have to turn this light toward me, but very pretty legs and tears, very natural looking.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. It's interesting because I know I've had some of this before. I don't think you just opened yours off camera, didn't you? You just have yours open. I had some before. It's not as aromatic in my jarrito as it was when I don't normally use these jarritos when I just drink tequila. I had it in the snifter, and I'm just wondering. In my snifter, I did get more agave notes than I'm getting. I don't know what are you getting?
It's pretty light. You're definitely getting like the ethanol. There's some minerality. There's like a light agave character. But it's not very green or peppery or fruity. It's just
it's rather muted.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting is that when I had it in a snifter, and I thought maybe perhaps it was. I have all the tequilas here at room temp. So, and many of them are still sealed. When I opened this one 2 days ago, I'll be honest, I thought it was a bit on the hot side, on the peppery side, but that was on the intake, not so much on the nose. And I think I got more nose on my snifter, but now all I'm getting really is alcohol. I'm still getting alcohol, and this is probably down about an 1/8 on this bottle.
Yeah, I mean, it's 40% alcohol, and I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but it's kind of like tequila scented vodka.
Yeah.
It's like again, very, very light.
It's very light, folks. It's not. The only thing I'm really getting is alcohol. I'm not getting layers. I'm not getting complexity. And maybe that's on purpose.
Yeah.
We'll as we go through this brand, we'll let you know. But I think we should try it. Let's just
Yeah.
taste it and see. Oh, okay.
A lot more character on the palate.
Oh yeah. I'm getting like a bits and pieces of anise.
Mm-hmm.
I am getting it's a medium to long finish.
Mm-hmm. Flavor's a lot better.
Yeah.
It's a little bit still on the kind of like, I'd say like medium intensity in terms of agave flavor.
Hmm.
It's not like super rustic as some tequilas that we've had. Um, but it's got a nice kind of green quality to it. There's a little bit of like lime peel or lime leaf even.
Lime oil, lime zest, or
Yeah, something going on there.
it
Little
definitely.
cooked agave character.
Yes. I love,
Clean.
once it gets on your palate, it really does have a lot more character than it does on the nose.
Yeah. Yeah. Real like coats the mouth, got a nice sweetness around the sides of the palate.
Yep.
Center, you get this like sharp, zesty character that's really nice. The alcohol isn't hot on the tongue, which is nice because the aroma is just all you kind of. I was kind of expecting a little bit of a burn, but not really any of that. So, I mean, flavor wise, it's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. Let me give you all the particulars. All right. Just so we know, this is a tequila that is fronted by a band named Midland. For those of you who are in the country, I guess they're known as country music band. It's a trio. This is made at Distillery 1558, and it's imported by Spirits Innovation Partners in Chicago. They're kind of a branding importer. Um, Now, the Insolito translates to uncommon, or it's got an interesting story here. The distillery supposedly is at one of the highest peaks in Jalisco. This is according to the information that we have here, the press release.
Mm-hmm.
It's an 80-20 blend of highlands and lowlands, and it is produced at supposedly the highest altitude distillery, which Eric, that when you're at a higher altitude, it if you fermentation, it's like baking. It affects the
Yeah.
altitude affects what your outcome is, and the the Blanco's an 80-20 blend, highlands and lowlands. I'm not sure if they're growing their own. I'm not sure where they're sourcing the agave from. I would imagine that this distillery may have some of its own property in both locations, but I think we hit the flavor notes just right. I wish it had more of a nose though. It's
Yeah.
kind of, but it's an 80 proof tequila. 15 the distillery itself. I will pop it up here. 1558. There was a handful of tequilas in here. Luna Nueva I've had before. Pura Vida now makes their tequila there, which we really enjoyed. Dos Armadillos, and Tierra Noble, which I think is an organic tequila. So, and that's it. Premium de Jalisco. So they're making a handful of tequilas. It's not it's not a big maquiladora. It's very small, but some really reputable brands are coming out of there. And El Flechador, is one that I think I am chasing for a future sipping off the cuff. And I was telling Eric off camera that I believe that one is going to be owned by a golfer.
Mm.
We have yet to see pictures. They have on Instagram. We have yet to see pictures of what the bottle's going to look like. But there's a lot of lifestyle photos with, with the golfer and
Right.
I mean, how how many pictures of a guy with clubs and links can you take? But
I don't know.
but
If
they,
you love golf, maybe that's all you want to look at. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think it's a worthy brand of promise? Do you think it'll stand up with some of the other ones that we've had? I love the flavor. I will say this, and I think it's because they wanted to make it mixable. What do you
Yeah.
think?
So I mean, so from another source, what I read about this was that they're cooking the piñas in an autoclave and fermenting in stainless steel and then distilling in stainless steel as well. And so the flavor, I think, is kind of not. I think there's two things going on. I think partly it's how it's being made, but I also suspect that it's how the band wants this to taste. So
Mm,
my suspicion is that the sort of the clean character and the sort of lightness of this tequila is what they wanted. And so there may be tequilas that this distillery makes that you and I might gravitate more towards.
hmm.
But I think this is probably what the client wanted in this case,
Ah.
more so than necessarily a representation of what the distillery can do.
Hmm.
By and large, I mean, by effect, that is shows you what they can do. Is they can serve. I think that's my sense of this.
Okay.
You
Well,
wouldn't just make this. You would make this because this is sort of what your client wants. Um, I think it's okay. I think there is a definite market for this tequila for people they want clean shots of tequila that doesn't burn, and you take a bite of lime or whatever afterwards, and like it's gone, right? There's no unpleasant residual aftertaste. So it's that. I'm sure it'll do fine in a margarita, or even tequila and soda. It'll
yeah, yeah.
do fine. So I think it's that sort of like young bar market that they're going for.
Hmm.
It's not probably too dissimilar from the band, because from what I could see, the band members are look pretty young. What young to me, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, they're younger to me.
I know. I mean, they look like they're in their like mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
That's what they look like. I don't know. They might be older, but so that's my sense. So I think in terms of what they're probably going for, it's exactly what they want. Is it a great tequila? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
I
But
I think I think we need to set this aside and see what they did with the rest of the line because we read ahead and saw some of the notes and they are resting these in I believe they're virgin barrels is
mm,
from what I've read. But I'll buy that. It's not a great tequila. I think it's a mixable tequila.
no,
But with the quality of the blancos that we have had already this year, I
yeah,
I I
well,
couldn't put it in that category. But I
yeah.
would like to see how what like you said, this is what the client wanted. It's what they wanted. I would like to see what the progression is like.
Yeah, I agree. But like something like this to me is like going after sort of the like Herradura market. Herradura Blanco is not like in your face
Yeah,
agave.
yeah. It's not like it was before. You
Right.
know,
And so that's why what I think is that partly and so there's definite 39.99, $40 for this. Like there's going to be plenty of people who are going to be happy with this, right? Because that's the kind of tequila that they like. So I think there's a definite place for it. But for people like you and I, who are a little bit more like you want fuerte, and the flavor, it's going to be, you look elsewhere.
Well,
But
yeah, and I think it would have had a lot more. It would have had a lot more of a chance if it had a nose.
yeah, yeah,
There's virtually no nose except for whatever alcohol is coming from it. And like I say, when I initially had it, I had it in a snifter, um, so I didn't have it in a jarrito. Now that I've had it in a jarrito, if I can't get anything out of that, you know, and you can't really get anything out of it, I will say that it does taste better than it smells.
mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
uh, but that's our take on Insolito Blanco. Hang in there, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going to go through the entire line and see how this progresses from the Blanco. I will say that it is a beautiful, I think,
Yeah,
brand of promise in the packaging. This is just a beautiful bottle,
agreed.
nice blue matte. But anyway, that's our take on Insolito Blanco. I'm Mike Morales here in San Antonio. That gentleman out there is
Eric Zandona in Vancouver, Washington.
You have been watching and listening to Sipping Off the Cup on Tequila Aficionado Media on all of our platforms. Don't forget, if you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and every time we upload a video with Eric on it, you will know. You'll get a notification on your smartphone. And hey, man, whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.